At 10, he had already read the 4 books and 5 classics, preparing for the imperial exams. But his eldest brother, wanting his own son to study, forced him, a scholar, into farming. Now, with his own son about to follow the same path, after a lifetime of obedience, he finally learns to stand up and resist. Eldest brother, let's split up the family. Fine, fine, if you want to split, then let's split. As the head of the family, we're all one family, we can't split up. Third branch, do you really think that after splitting up, you can live a good life on your own? What is there left for us to hold on to? It's even better if we split up, then I don't have to worry about them anymore. Mum, third uncle, third aunt, they're just looking down on us. They think I won't be able to pass the imperial exams and don't want to support me anymore. Mum, if you have a good name, why bother begging them? When my son passes the exams, don't come trying to take credit. Humph, even if we end up begging in the future, we won't come to your house. So, with that, the decision to split the family is final. All that's left is to figure out how to divide things. The next evening, Chen Dishu invited the clan elder over. While your mother is still alive, it's best for the 2 brothers not to split up. Once you do, you'll be 2 separate families, and the bond between you will fade. Now that our third brother is older and has his own ideas, as the eldest, I can't really hold him back. Their father passed away early, so the third brother has always followed the eldest. But now, the third brother is a father himself, and it's time for him to take charge of his own household. We can't expect the eldest to be in charge forever. If you insist on splitting up the family while your mother is still alive, people might say you're being unfilial. He didn't want the third son to get a bad reputation, so by saying this, he took the blame off the third son. As the saying goes, when a tree grows big, its branches spread. Since that's the case, let's talk properly about how to divide up the family. Everyone knows what we have. 16 mu of farmland, 3 rooms in the main brick house with tile roofing, and 2 rooms in the mud brick house. There are also 33 taels of silver. Before Dad passed away, he told me to take care of my 2 younger brothers until they're married. I've done my best. Now that the youngest has started his own family and had a child, it makes me, the eldest brother, look stingy. This is already the 2nd time Jin Difu has tried to smear Jin Dishu, but Jin Dishu and his wife can't talk back. Otherwise, it would just prove what Jin Difu said, that they raised an ungrateful wolf. Uncle, please don't blame Dad. It's just that I get so hungry at night I can't sleep, and I wanted to eat liver like my 2 cousins, so I thought about splitting up the family. If you're not willing, then we won't split up. We don't have enough grain at home, so I'll go to the Zhou family to borrow some from my parents. When I grow up, I'll pay them back. At such a young age, instead of learning proper behavior, you're here making wild accusations. When has our family ever treated you unfairly? This boy has been taught by Scholar Zhou since he was little. As it said, to be truly sincere is not to deceive oneself. Hearing this, the clan leader looked at Jin Yan in disbelief. This line comes from the Great Learning, meaning that true sincerity means not deceiving oneself. Children Jin Yan's age are usually still learning the 3-character classic. Chen Difu has studied for over 10 years, so he naturally understood the meaning behind these words, and his face immediately turned red. Don't think that just mentioning Scholar Zhou lets you spout nonsense. Shut your mouth. This is utter nonsense. Chen Difu was so angry that he was shaking all over. Right now, the family division is at a critical point, and Mrs. Zhou keeps making foolish mistakes, which has completely embarrassed him. He urged Qin Qingwei to quickly take Mrs. Zhou away. Yenner, how far have you gotten in your studies? I've only finished the 3-character classic. Then how do you know lines from the Great Learning? Master Zhou often teaches me with the words of the sages, so I remembered them. Not bad. If you understand your inner nature, what is there to fear from poverty or obscurity? What's the next line? Team leader, let's just split up the family first. If you keep testing us, I'm afraid half the family property will end up going to Qin Dishu. The team leader was delighted to see such a promising young man and wanted to ask a few more questions, but Qin Difu interrupted him in front of everyone, which made the team leader a bit displeased with Qin Difu. You're the eldest brother, so how the family is divided is up to you. In our family, only Dishu and I are left. We'll split everything in half, each gets 8 acres of land. Since Dishu wants to farm, he'll get all the farming tools. The grain at home will also be divided equally. It's just that our main branch needs to provide money for Qingwei's studies, so Dengzi will have to give us a bit more, and our third brother will have to take a bit of a loss. Consider it as fulfilling our filial duty to our father. Once Qingwei passes the exams and earns a title, he won't forget you, his third uncle. I don't agree with this way of dividing things. Our old Qin family has 3 sons. Even though the second, Delu, has left, he'll come back someday, so we should still leave him a share of the family property. Beilu has been away for 10 years and still hasn't returned. If he doesn't come back in the future and I pass away, and Delu still hasn't returned, then his share will be divided between the main branch and the third branch. Third brother's family, do you agree or not? Of course, Qin Dishu and Madame Lu wouldn't object. Madame Lu then looked at the clan leader, what do you say? The old woman said, I can't say anything else about this. Even though Beilu hasn't come home, he's still a descendant of the Qin family, so he should get a share of the family property. If we divide things up like this, what about Qingwei, who's still relying on the imperial exams? But Qingwei is the eldest grandson of the Qin family. Are you going to force him to come back and be a farmer? Qingwei is my grandson, but Delu is my son. I can't let Delu come home and not even have a place to stay. Are you really so unwilling to see Qingwei do well? Everything has its roots and branches. Every matter has a beginning and an end. If you know what comes first and what comes after, then you'll do things right for the family and the world. When dividing the family property, it should be done according to the proper order. How can the father's generation let the grandchildren take precedence? Since you know it's the father's generation dividing the family, how could a youngster like you have a say in this? How could Ni turn a deaf ear to the bullying of his grandson? Qingwei, with a father like you looking out for him, even if you two can't make it, at worst he just won't have a future in academics. But if you don't have any family property to fall back on, you could starve to death. Clan leader Qingwei, studying isn't just for ourselves. The main branch is also doing it for the Qin family. For the sake of the whole Qin clan, the clan leader was moved. Back when that magistrate from the old Qin family was still alive. The Chen clan was once a prestigious family in the area, but later, none of the younger generation succeeded in their studies. As a result, the clan grew weaker, and people from nearby villages and other families tried to bully the Chens. Those days lasted until the clan leader passed the county exam. But for a family to truly rise, one scholar is not enough. At the very least, they needed to produce a provincial graduate, but passing that exam required real talent. The clan leader's gaze fell on Qin Yan. Although this child was young, he spoke with the wisdom of the sages and remained calm whether praised or insulted. This ability alone made him much stronger than Qingwei. With such talent, if he could keep studying, he could go even further than Qingwei. Since the family division should be fair, and you haven't received your share, your brother will have to keep taking losses to help you in the future. Chen Difu's lips trembled with frustration, but he didn't dare say anything to the clan leader. He could only grit his teeth and endure losing the family's farmland. The three brothers would each get a share, but one had no mother. Chen Delu's fifth mother was under Madame Lu's care, and as she was a stepmother, 33 taels of silver were given to Madame Lu for her old age, 10 taels per household, with the last 3 also to Madame Lu. For the 3 blue brick, tile-roofed houses, each family would get one, and the one with the entrance would be for your mother. Ming Gaier will take the land and property deeds to the county office to change the names. Then the clan leader walked over to Qin Yan. A look of approval flashed in his eyes. Since you've already started your education, you should attend an academy to study. There are several academies in the county, but none compare to the Gao families. Do your best and give it a try. If you can study hard for 10 years or so, you might even pass the exam to become a scholar. Thank you, clan leader, for your guidance.